What's going on, guys? Welcome to another episode of Smash JT. This is an opinion piece. Those are still allowed in this world, right? I feel like anytime someone tries to give an opinion on something, they try to get sued by libel and slander and defamation of character because you're not allowed to talk about someone else. But in this case, it's actually covering a story. Someone who knows Jirard the Completionist personally and giving their interpretation of his character, and it's not a pretty picture. The person I'm talking about is Rosanna Pansino, and she herself is an extremely successful YouTuber that does a cooking channel, has millions of subscribers and followers on Twitter, and tons of people that love her stuff. She used to work with Jirard a while ago, and it's been a long time since she was in touch with him, but what she says about him on Twitter is gonna blow your mind. JT. Hit that subscribe, give me a like, and check out smashjt.com for my full article breaking down Rosanna Pansino's feelings about Jirard the Completionist as a human being, as a person, as someone she's worked with and interacted directly with over the years, and why she broke away from him after all was said and done. Jirard the Completionist is someone who puts forward a nice guy persona, the good guy of YouTube, the guy that can do no wrong just to earn your trust and earn your charity dollars, the guy that just wants you to believe everything because that's who he is. He's the good guy and he would never harm a fly. Well, according to Rosanna Pansino on Twitter, she felt very differently. She posted on December 15th, someone linked one of my old videos and asked if I'm still friends with Jirard. The answer is no. Haven't spoken in over 10 years. There are many reasons I am not friends with him and his crew anymore. The news about the potential charity fraud is deeply upsetting, but not surprising. What? In my experience, they will smile to your face and be manipulative and malicious behind your back. They use anyone who is kind enough to support them. Thank you, Carl Jobs, for shining light on this ongoing awful behavior. There is no excuse for taking people's money for 9+ years and not donating it. Now, first off, yes, she could just have disgruntled employee syndrome where they had some sort of weird relationship back in the day and now she's able to get back at him by saying something like this just to kick him while he's down. Yes, that is definitely potentially something that could be true here. But then looking at all the evidence that we have piling up against Jirard, it makes more sense to just believe her because she worked with him. She could speak to his character better than anyone on the outside could ever do. And the fact that she mentions how the charity fraud is disappointing but not surprising blows my mind because that's something that has been boiling over for a long time now. Like holding money for 9+ years. We're going on a decade now, everyone, of this guy raising funds and not doing anything with the money and pretending and lying. I feel that he is lying that he just found out about this last year. I find that very hard to believe.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah. Did anyone tell you?
You were notified that the money was sitting there the whole time?
I knew it was sitting there at a certain point, and that's what made me proactively go about it. Like,
do you know when that point was?
I was made aware in 2021 when the money hadn't moved yet.
Okay.
And that's what made me go, that's not fucking cool. And that's when I got personally involved to move it. And
did anyone...
2021, last year, 2022.
When he's been adamant about donations for the past near decade, trying to get as much money as possible from people and not know where it's going and not question that along the way, not ask his dad or his brother or anyone else in his family who's associated with the Open Hand Foundation of where this money's going and not caring about it, not wondering if all this effort is for naught. Like, it's just mind-blowing to me if you are to believe him, which, like I said, I don't. But it goes on. Rosanna Pansino had another tweet talking about how the account that asked whatever question it was no longer exists. But her response is quite telling. This is not what happened in the slightest. I stopped hanging out with them because they were awful to me and the relationships became unhealthy. They were very controlling. They told me I couldn't make new friends if they didn't approve of them first. Sounds a lot like a lot of the big YouTubers I've encountered during my time on this platform as well. It's a very weird club that these people are in, that if you don't conform to their expectations, they blackball you. They kick you from the club and they try to make you look as bad as possible so that you don't grow. That's kind of how it works with these people. It's sick, it's gross, it's disgusting, and I can speak to that personally because I've experienced it myself. But regardless of that, let's continue. They also were not happy for me when I found some success. I could agree with that one. Did not wish me well and talked shit behind my back constantly. This started the same week I passed them in subscribers. They talked shit to multiple mutual friends who told me and shared receipts of chats. We have dozens of mutual friends. That's what all these big channels do too. They all talk in the back. They pretend like they're all goody two-shoes. Oh, I just put on that good Nintendo face and smile to the camera and tell you about the games that are coming out because I'm such a happy-go-lucky YouTuber guy. But on the other side of the camera, it's a very different view. I don't want to overgeneralize and say every big YouTuber is an a-hole. I mean, there's some really good big YouTubers that are genuinely good people, like Happy Console Gamer, Radical Reggie, good friends of mine that don't look for the worst in people. Like, they just enjoy video games and enjoy YouTube channels and talking about stuff. And I'm not going to turn this into a, oh, this is a bad person, this is a good person video, but it's just shocking to me, the more I'm on YouTube, just the more big YouTubers that lack any morals and ethics whatsoever. It's literally just turned into a, however I can get myself bigger than the other person, I will do that because that is my life goal, and screw everything else. And it's such a gross way to approach everything. I can't. I could never be like that. But I digress. Again, let's get back to what she was saying. When this happened many years ago, I was very hurt. But now I view it as a blessing. I value healthy relationships with others who wish each other well. I value genuine people, not perfect people, but people who keep it real. People who you can trust. People who are honest. People that wouldn't lie about a charity for the past decade. People that you want to associate with. So this is the tweet, the two tweets from Rosanna Pansino that completely blew my mind. For those of you that don't know who she was, she used to work with Jirard directly. She was in contact with him many times. I believe they actually used to live in the same area. I don't know if it was the same house or whatever. It's a confusing situation when I check into the backstory of it. But they worked together for a while. She knows him well. And like I said, yes, it could be a broken relationship in the past that we don't know about, and she's using this to make him look worse because she hates him. But I tend to think otherwise. I tend to believe that she left him because he is just a miserable, horrible, not a good person. And at the end of the day, I feel like everyone's starting to see the real Jirard. It's awful. I hope that he's able to turn this around and prove everyone wrong, but I'm telling you guys, the more I look into this, the worse it gets. Out of everything, the most damning accusations in the claim is the charity fraud. Pansino thanks fellow content creator Carl Jobs for bringing to light Jirard's alleged ongoing awful behavior. The accusation, if it's true, points to a serious breach of trust within the entire gaming community. Nay, YouTube in general is going to be affected by what's happening here with Jirard Khalil. Creators often leverage their influence for philanthropic efforts. Pansino's tweets have sparked a conversation between a lot of people about the dynamics of relationships in high-pressure world of content creation. And it's a reminder about how success can strain personal connections. But I would even argue that it's not just success straining the personal relationships. I think the success kind of goes to the head of some people, where they lose all touch of reality and they have no idea what real life actually is anymore. They get consumed by YouTube. But there is hope. I mean, someone like Pansino has like 14.5 million subscribers on YouTube, and while I can't speak to her character, I don't know her very much at all, based off of what I've seen and the videos I've watched of her, she strikes me as a genuine person, and she's not afraid to speak her mind on a big platform, nearly 1 million followers on Twitter, and she's not afraid to tell people that Jirard's a piece of trash, which is shocking. Like, most people would be like, I'm just not going to touch this one, or I'm sure that the best intentions in mind. No, she's like, no, screw that guy. He's an asshole. He's getting what he deserves. I'm going to leave it there. Again, check out smashjt.com for the full article breaking down these tweets, the receipts, and all the information I showed you. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, you stay smashing.
Just to be clear, I didn't start YouTube to become rich. If, to quote Andre from Black Nerd Comedy, if I wanted to become rich and famous, I would rob a bank. That's like something that he tells people who want to get into YouTube. Don't start YouTube to become rich and famous. If you want to do that, there are worse things in the world.
Smash,